Mehanni, and this week's muscle conditioning tip and pelvic floor safe workout is ideal for inner thighs and also for a little bit of stability training, but the focus is on getting the adductors or the inner thigh muscles working. So we're going to be using the step and the Swiss ball, and the step's going to be useful for a couple of reasons. One, because it gives us a nice position for the wrist to be placed on the floor, but also it just lifts the body up a little bit higher, which would make this exercise a little bit more challenging to do with the Swiss ball, especially if you have a slightly larger one. So get behind the step and the ball. So if you're in an instructor, position your client so the step, you've got the length of the step facing you, and actually the width of the step facing you, and you're behind the ball. So ask your clients, or if you're doing this yourself, spread your legs out over the ball and then position your hands on either side of the step. So it's placing your fingers around the sides of the step, which makes it more comfortable on the wrist. So just watch the position of my legs. I've got my feet up off the floor, I've got my thighs up against the ball. So you want to make sure your legs aren't back here, you're actually really straddling the ball. So you should feel your pubic bone sort of sitting on top of that ball. So we're going to start in this position first, and all we do is just lift one arm off the step and then come back up. So this is what I call level 1. So this is where I'd start most people, and that's just shifting the weight from one side to the other and lifting the hand just off the step. So it's quite moderate, but if you've never done this sort of thing before, you might find it challenging. And the entire time you've got to keep your feet off the floor, so you can't be using the feet on the floor to brace yourself. So the whole time you're using your adductors. You also feel a little bit of an engagement in the abdominals as you do it. So as an instructor, I usually introduce this, and I do this for about one block because it's easy for most of my clients. But if you've got participants who've never done it before, then I would do this for 2 blocks and just let them take their time. So level 2 just asks you to take the arm up a little bit higher. So you're just going to lift the arm up to shoulder height, and then the same thing on the other side. So you can, if you're teaching this or you're doing this on your own, you could just do one side and keep repeating that, or you can alternate sides. So it's up to you. Alternating sides is a little easier than holding on one side and repeating the same movement pattern, because you'll find that your adductor on one side or your inner thigh on one side has to work a lot harder. So as an instructor, I usually do this for 2 blocks, just as participants get comfortable with it. And then I introduce taking the arm to the back. So now we're taking the arm behind the body, lifting it up as high as you can. You'll notice that as you do this, that your inner thighs are constantly pressing against the ball to try and stabilize the body. Your abdominals get a small contraction as well. And you're having to think about breathing out as you take that arm up. So exhale, inhale. My inner thighs are already fatiguing. Quite a bit actually. And again, you can choose to do alternating, or you can just stick with one side and repeat 8 times on one side, then 8 times on the other side. So again, if you're an instructor, I usually do this for 2 blocks of music. So then, moving on, I will take the arm forward and then sweep it and take it all the way back. Take the arm forward, sweep it, take it all the way back. So I usually stick to one side for this and then switch sides, because I find I can get more intensity if I don't alternate sides with this exercise. So again, I do 1 block on one side, then 1 block on the other side. You might notice that one side is a little bit more challenging than the other side, as I can see with my left side. So I need to focus. Breathing in, breathing out. So here with the breathing, it doesn't really matter when, as long as you are. All right, so the final option, the final challenge is one side again. So you're just on one side, you're reaching under and you're opening out. So when I'm teaching this in my class, I'll start by teaching it so that they can reach under, but they only take their arm out to horizontal. Reach under, horizontal, and then slowly try and take that arm up further and further and rotate the body because it increases the challenge straight away. So it's a gradual motion up towards the ceiling. And this really challenges not only your inner thighs, but you also feel your abdominals get a really good workout just with trying to stabilise that position on the step. Oh, really good inner thigh workout. That's really, really, really challenging. And what's cool about it is that you're working both inner thighs or abductors at the same time, so that you don't have to do one side and then lie on the other side. It's also pelvic floor safe. Your pelvic floor is not being compromised with the adductor work as well. It helps with keeping the pelvic floor, lifted and intact. Great workout. My inner thighs are really fatigued now. But you can certainly do this on your own in the gym too, if you prefer. And that's this week's muscle conditioning pelvic floor safety.